Okay, what if I told you that you could spin up a full-blown, enterprise-grade database in less time than it takes to make a cup of coffee? Seriously. Today we're going to look at how setting up an Oracle database went from being this all-day, soul-crushing chore to something you can do in literally 60 seconds. In your browser. Let's get into it.
So, for any of you who've been in the development game for a while, the phrase, "let's set up a new Oracle database," it probably gives you flashbacks. It was a whole thing. And it was never, ever quick.
I mean, it all started with just the download. We're talking about these massive, massive files, often over 10 gigabytes of your precious hard drive space. And that was before you even got to run the installer.
And once you finally got it downloaded, oh man, you'd spend hours wrestling with zip files, tweaking memory parameters, just praying you got the configuration right. By the time it was actually up and running, your whole motivation for the day was pretty much shot.
But that was then. This is now. The cloud has just completely rewritten the rules, turning all that frustration into a brand new, frankly revolutionary benchmark.
And that's the number. That's the magic number right there. That whole process, the download, the install, the configuration, it's all been squeezed down into just 60 seconds. And you do it all from a web browser. It's just a seismic shift for developers trying to get started.
And this is the tech that makes it all happen, the Oracle Autonomous Database, or ADB for short. This is pretty much your new go-to for building apps, whether you're a student just learning SQL or a seasoned DBA moving to the cloud.
So you hear that word autonomous thrown around a lot these days, right? But for this database, it has a really specific and honestly a really powerful meaning, especially for you, the person building stuff.
What it really boils down to is this. The database just takes care of itself. It's built to handle all that tedious, behind-the-scenes management stuff, which frees you up to do what you actually want to be doing, writing code and building cool things. And this whole idea is built on these three core pillars, which are known as the three selves. Let's break down what each of them actually means for you.
All right, first up, self-driving. And you can really think of this like a smart car, but for your data. You don't have to manually tune performance or guess what indexes you need. The database is constantly watching your workload and optimizing itself on the fly. It'll even scale its own CPU power up if you get a big traffic spike, and then scale it right back down when things quiet down. It's amazing.
Next, we have self-securing, and this one is huge. I mean, all your data is encrypted by default, which is great. But the real game changer is that it applies security patches automatically while the database is still running. So say goodbye to scheduling weekend maintenance windows just to apply a critical patch.
And finally, self-repairing. Look, the database runs on this super high availability infrastructure. So if a piece of hardware, like a whole server rack, just dies, it instantly and seamlessly fails over to a healthy one. From your app's point of view, nothing ever happened. You won't even notice.
Okay, so the database manages itself. That's awesome. But what does this actually mean for your day-to-day coding life? Let's take a look at the tools you get right out of the box.
So when you first create your database, you get to choose a flavor. ATP, or transaction processing, is your go-to for building regular applications. Think websites, mobile app backends, REST APIs, stuff that handles lots of small, fast updates. On the flip side, you've got ADW, or data warehouse. This one is purpose-built for analytics, for crunching enormous amounts of data for reports and machine learning.
And can we just talk about the quality of life improvement for connecting to the database? Anyone who's been around knows the absolute pain of configuring that old tnsnames.ora file. Well, that's gone. It's completely gone. Now you just get a standard modern connection string. That's it, just like you'd expect.
And get this, you don't even need to install a client on your machine. There's a tool built right into the browser called Database Actions, and it's basically a full-power IDE. You can write and run SQL, you can build REST APIs, and you can even do crazy stuff like just drag an Excel spreadsheet onto the screen, and it'll instantly create and load a new table for you.
All right, hold on, because this is where things get a little bit sci-fi. Instead of writing all that complicated code, what if you could just ask your database a question? In English.
Well, check this out. This is the new Select AI feature. You can literally just type a question in plain English, like, show me the top 5 highest selling products in New York, and the database uses AI to translate that into a perfectly optimized SQL query and gives you back the exact data you asked for. It's unreal.
So, we've talked about the why and the what. Now for the really important part, how you can get your hands on this and try it all for yourself, right now. Here it is, your homework, and I promise it'll only take about a minute. You just sign up for an always free account, create a new autonomous database, make sure you pick ATP, and flip that always free switch. Give it a strong password and hit create. And that's it. In about 60 seconds, you'll see a little green light, and you can launch database actions and run your very first query.
So when you step back and think about it, this is a massive shift. We've literally gone from a full day of painful setup to a single minute, and that completely changes how you can approach a new project. The real question this technology asks isn't just, what can this database do? It's, what will you build with all that time you just got back?